Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursalin. Wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum everyone. And thank you for listening to the risaleinur podcast. Today, I would like to share with you about Tawakkul in Islam from the perspective of Imam Bediuzzaman Said Nursi. If we truly understand the concept of Tawakkul in Islam, can change our entire life by changing our perspective of the world and everything that is happening to us, inshallah. Dear brothers and sisters, I know in this life there are a lot of us that may feel helpless, sometimes just feeling lazy and tend to procrastinate in doing our work. We also tend to give up halfway through it, feeling unmotivated and heavily burdened with so much work, pressure, and other responsibilities that might be overwhelming to us. These feelings sometimes can bring out the stress, anxiety, and sometimes can even lead to depression. But how can actually understanding the concept of tawakkul help and change this situation? We are going to find out together, inshallah. Imam Bediuzzaman Said Nursi, in his magnum opus Risaleinur, elaborated the concept of tawakkul beautifully to help us navigate this life without drowning our entire self in it. He said, by understanding the concept of tawakkul, someone can even challenge the whole universe and be saved from the pressure of events in accordance with the strength of his iman. So by saying tawakkal to Allah or I place my trust in Allah, we are relying ourselves. We are relying our work, our duty, our responsibilities, our burden all on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we can take a rest in this journey by trusting Allah's plan for our life. And then Imam Bediuzzaman Said Nursi further explained that this man who has tawakkul in his life, who relies on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may fly up to Jannah, paradise, and enter eternal happiness. However, if he doesn't rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, rather than flying, the burden of the world will drag him down to the lowest of the low, the asfalu safilin. Dear brothers and sisters, so what is tawakkul? Let us talk more on what is the true, what is the haqiqah on understanding of tawakkul in Islam. Tawakkul comes from imanu billah, our iman, by having faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. First, belief or iman or faith will result in tawheed or affirmation of divine unity, believing that everything is under the power or control of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the one, the oneness of Allah, tawheed. And tawheed, on the other hand, will lead to taslim or submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. By acknowledging His power, we will submit ourselves to the one Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then taslim produce reliance on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or tawakkul. And this tawakkul, which relying on Allah's plan, relying on Allah's irada, and trusting Allah in all consequences will ultimately lead to the happiness in this world and the next. So iman will lead to tawheed, which lead to taslim, and ultimately tawakkul, which produce happiness in dunya and akhirah. Dear brothers and sisters, please do not misunderstand this. Tawakkul or reliance to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't mean we reject the causes altogether, but we gather all these causes and understand that these causes are availed to the hand of power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Gathering all the attempting causes is in accordance with Sunnatullah, and it is an active prayer. It's a dua fi'li. This means that when we do something, we do it with the best effort and hard work, but we seek the effects, the natija, the results only from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We recognize that the results are from Him alone, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and have tawakkul and be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, if we want to plant a tree, we expect the seeds to grow and produce something, right? Maybe fruits or vegetables. Therefore, we gather all the causes according to science and sunnatullah, like enough soil, water, and sunlight for it to grow. After doing all that with the correct method, we then make tawakkul to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and wait for the results. That is the correct meaning of tawakkul. However, if we didn't do anything and make tawakkul without effort, then that is not tawakkul, but just a plain laziness. For example, a person wants to succeed in his exam, and he says he trusts in Allah, tawakkul in Allah, that he will succeed in the exam. But he sleeps the whole day, he doesn't make any effort, he doesn't study. So this is not tawakkul, the brothers and sisters, but the laziness. So by having tawakkul in life, we actually dispose of the laziness in our life. By having tawakkul, we will not give up and feel helpless in our work, in our duty, because we understand that our job is to make effort, to work hard, but the consequences, the result is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. By having tawakkul, we do not interfere in the duty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there are two types of duty here. That is our duty and Allah's duty. So our duty is to try our very best and put our best effort, but the result will be in the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So by understanding that, we will always be motivated and not give up. And by understanding the concept of tawakkul in Islam, we may ease our stress, pressure, anxiety, because we know that we must put our trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and rely on Him after we put our effort. And He is Al Alim, He is all knowing of our hard work, and we are within His sight, and He will take good care of us and all of our affairs. By acknowledging this, we may take a rest and let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do His work, and we do not interfere in that. That is why if we take a closer look at the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he never give up in his da'wah, because he understands that his role is only to deliver the message, and the natija of the tabligh comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ma'ala Rasul illa al-balagh. The messenger's duty, the Rasul's duty, is only to deliver the message, but the results in ajriya illa ala Allah, and it is Allah alone who will reward. Therefore, it is important for us to understand the true concept of tawakkul, so that we'll always be motivated and not become lazy in our work and responsibilities. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teach us, فَإِذَا عَزَمْتَ فَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ. Then when you have decided on the course of an action, put your trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna Allah yuhibbul mutawakkilin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves those who put their trust in Him, who rely on Him. Dear brothers and sisters, to further understand on this concept of tawakkul, let us hear this story. This is an analogy of two men. One places his trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and one does not. One day, two men with heavy burdens on their backs and their heads bought ticket and boarded on a large ship. As soon as they board the ship, one of them put down all his burdens on the deck and sit while guarding them. The other, however, did not put his burdens down. People told him to leave them on the deck and be comfortable, but he arrogantly said he will not put it down as he is afraid that they will be lost. He further said that he is strong and can carry all these heavy burdens on his head and his back. People told him that the ship is reliable and stronger than you. He can protect your things better than you do. They are afraid that he will lose his power and eventually fall into the sea together with his burdens. And if the captain sees this man, he will think that you are crazy and expel you from the ship. Yeah. And you are making yourself a fool in front of everyone. And then when this man comes to his senses, he put all his burden down on the deck and sat on it. He said, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with you. I have been saved from that difficulty and from making a fool of myself. Imam Bediuzzaman Said Nursi ended the story by saying, O man who doesn't place his trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who doesn't rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you too come to your senses like that man and place your trust in him so that you may be delivered from begging before all the universe, trembling before every event, from pride, making a fool of yourself, misery in the hereafter. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us all and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among mutawakkilun. This sharing is elaboration from third point of 23rd words of risaleinur. Thank you.